Hey there team, this video is intended to help you understand how midterm grades are being calculated because it's a little different from how final grades are going to be calculated. Let me share my screen, open up my little PowerPoint, and let's talk through the process. So, current issues in human resources, this is spring 2021, and we're talking about midterm grades. First thing that we need to remember is that they're due in by 8 o'clock in the morning this Friday, March the 12th. The process that we follow to do that as an online class is that I input the grades to a system called Ingress. It's a part of the GoView system that's housed at the University of West Georgia. Once I input them to Ingress and I hit submit or finalize, then they go into a database there and they wait until somebody here at GSW asks for a download interface to happen. So at some point Ingress will interface with RAIN and it'll populate your transcript, and at that point you will be able to see the grades. Sometimes when you see a delay on your online grades, it's because number one, the professor hasn't entered them into Ingress and finalized them yet, or number two, the registrar at GSW has not run the interface yet with the Ingress system. So you may find that you see grades for your if you happen to have on-campus classes, you may find grades for your on-campus classes out there, but not your online classes. This is part of the reason why. So that's the process. Remember that we're not sure how long that process takes. A big part of it is waiting on the registrar to access the Ingress system and to pull the grades down. With that process in mind, let's look at a couple of things to remember. The final grades for the class are going to be weighted, and what that looks like is that the team leads are 20%. The total number of points you've got on discussion boards divided by the total possible point is weighted at 15%. Similarly, topic recaps are weighted at 5%. The professional paper is 5%. The issue paper is 5%. The project is a whopping 30%. The final exam is worth 10%, and your GoView logins are worth 10%. But not all those things have happened yet. You know that we haven't done all of the team leads yet. Some of you have done 2 of them. Others of you have only done 1 of them. Nobody's done 3. We've only done 7 out of the 14 possible discussion boards. Likewise, only 7 out of 14 topic recaps. We haven't done the issue paper or the project or the final, and we haven't had all of the weeks that you could have earned points in GoView. So we can't use the weights because not all of them are there. We'd have to weight some things as 0, and that would lower your grade. So what we're going to do for the midterm is to take the total number of points that you have collected so far on the things we have done and divide it by the total number of points that you could have received if you had done everything and gotten a perfect score on everything. What does that look like? That means that when it comes to team leads, 4 of you who have done 2 team leads each, that's Carter, Felker, Fowler, and Hall, have 2 team leads at 100 possible points each. The rest of you only have 1 team lead at 100 possible points. As far as discussion boards, everybody has had 7 discussion boards worth a possible 18 points each. When it comes to topic recaps, remember that when you're the team lead, you don't turn in a topic recap and it goes down as a 0. At the end of the semester, your 3 zeros, because you were the team leads, will be dropped and they won't figure into the final score. So if you're Carter, Felker, Fowler, or Hall and you've done 2 team leads, you haven't done 2 of the recaps, and that means that of the 7 possible recaps, you've only done 5 at 10 possible points each. Everybody else has done 1 team lead. You got a 0 on the topic recap that particular week. So of the 7, you've done 6 at 10 possible points each. You see how it gets a little bit confusing here, trying to make sure that your midterm grade is a pretty accurate reflection of your standing in the class as of a particular point in time. Beyond the topic recaps, everybody has 1 professional paper worth 100 possible points. And when it comes to GoView, we've had 7 weeks that I have tracked and input into the GoView system, into the gradebook system, 7 weeks at 5 possible points each week. That means that if you happen to be Carter, Felker, Fowler, or Hall, you could have earned a possible 525 points so far. 200 for team leads, 7 times whatever, 7 times 5 at for the Go view, and all the other math that's on the last couple of slides here. If you're anybody other than those 4, you didn't have as much opportunity to get points because you're missing 100 points for a team lead, but you've had an extra 10 points for the topic recap. So you could have had a possible 435 points. Your midterm grade is going to be the total number of points that you've attained divided by either 525 for Carter, Felker, Fowler, and Hall, or divided by 435 if you're anybody else. That's what's going to show up in Ingress, that's what's going to pass through to Rain, and that's what you're going to see. So if you're Carter and you've gotten 500 out of 525, that's going to average to a 90 something and you're going to see an A. If you're one of the other people and you've gotten 350 out of 435, that's going to average to a 70 something and you're going to see a C. Hopefully that makes sense, and that is going to help you to understand how our final grade our midterm grade came about. It'll eliminate some of the questions. The one thing that I would suggest to you to consider as you're looking at that is that this is just a snapshot. It does not necessarily reflect the reality of where you're going to be at the end of the semester, because there's a lot of points with a heavy weight still remaining out there. So don't be too overconfident if you've got a good grade at midterm, because it can go downhill fast if you don't turn a few things in. Don't be too underconfident if it's lower than you'd like, because you just keep turning things in. It'll make up the difference as we go. That's it for now. Hope you understand the midterm grade process and that you are getting ready for that midterm spring break where you can get a little rest and come back strong when it's done. Let me know if you have questions.